Welcome back, folks, and joining us just as we get ready for the start of the senior game between the McBrides and the Pierces. The Pierces are in a change strip this evening of black with gold trim, and the McBrides are in green jerseys. Martin Delaney is taking his position in the middle of the field, and this one will be a humdinger, I'd say. Two big North Chicago rivals, and playing for the right to play next weekend in the Chicago final against the Wolf Tones. So the carrot couldn't be bigger at this stage. So it's big stakes for the senior boys. So the McBrides have shown really good form all year. The Pierces started off slowly but have gradually been coming into it, so it's highly anticipated here now for this game. So everybody here on this side, there's a big crowd of people here, Pakistan's on this side, not so many on the far side because of the sun, of course. You're staring into the sun, so most of the crowd tends to congregate on our side of the field. So just before we get proceedings underway, there's another charity that myself and Annie wanted to give a highlight to, and you might have seen it on the screen there during the broadcast, and actually the game is about to start, so we'll actually give it a plug at half time. So we'll hold off until half time. I want to give a special shout out to, as we get underway, to Tom Redmond. Tom had a very unfortunate accident. Of course, dad of Mary and Annie here. He had a terrible fall there last week, and he thankfully is recovering in hospital at the moment. He broke his leg, so hopefully, Tom, if you're listening in, we wish you all the very, very best, and we're raising at last to you here, to your very good health, and hopefully you'll be back in Lanigan's very, very shortly and out here with us at Gaelic Park. So best wishes from all here to you, Tom, and indeed Peggy as well. Also, big shout out to Liam O'Brien. Liam, who had a terrible fall as well just before I went home there about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I know Liam is probably listening in here this evening, so a big shout out to Liam, and hope you're feeling well, and as a great chance for a goal there for the McBrides, but it's flashed wide. So, wishing you a continued recovery, Liam, and you won't find it. I'll have the chicken curry ready for you now tomorrow. I promised Liam a chicken curry there about 3 weeks before I went home, or maybe a week before I went home, and he's still waiting for it. So, but anyways, don't worry, Liam, it's on the stove, it's on the cooker top. So, anyways, we'll be seeing you tomorrow with the help of God. So, all the best. And also to Lynn as well, your lovely wife Lynn. So all the best to the O'Briens there over in Albany. Yeah, Paul Duggan says I'm full of shit. I never heard such a thing. Anyways, on we go with the McBrides and the Pierces, and it's 1 point to no score to the Pierces, and as the McBrides have possession around the middle of the field and are currently on the attack, and over the far side of the field. The ball comes all the way across here to Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly now into the corner forward, and that ball is going to drift out to the left, and it's gone wide. Wide there by Jarlath Mullen, the number 13 for the McBrides. So the Pierces, so far, have enjoyed one attack and one score. So promises to be a very exciting fixture this, as Conor Dordan comes away with it for the Pierces and gives the ball over there to Paddy Hughes. Paddy Hughes then gives it across here towards Johnny McCarthy. Johnny down along this side of the field. It comes as far as Dara Hannafin. Dara now with it. Gives it back inside to Bill Carroll. Bill Carroll, the Offaly man, winner of an under-20 All-Ireland medal. And but that's a bit of a hin's kick there, and it's Conor Swan and the McBride's goal deals with it. and clears it out, and it comes to Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly now looking for support, gets it. Eventually Chris Joyce gets the ball and gives it off over the far side of the field to Martin Carr. Martin with it, gives it to Tom Keane. Tom, very fit player, very athletic player, and he gives it back to Jason Matthews. Jason back to Tom Keane, avoids two would-be tacklers. Tom gives it back to Jason Matthews, takes the hit, solid hit there, but retains possession, gives it to Michael Mullen. Michael is a nice low ball in towards the full forward line, Pádraig Costello, but is beaten to it by Conor Dordan. Once again a tenacious full-back, this lad, and eventually Martin Delaney says that's a free out to the Pearses, quickly taken. Kieran O'Mahony has it for the Pearses now, inside his own half, solos laterally across the field, looks for support, gets it from Johnny McCarthy. Johnny, the Kerry man, gives it off to Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming now looks up, looks for help, and he gets it in the shape of James McCarthy. James McCarthy now forges forward, beats Tom Keane, and Tom Keane has no choice, I think, but to foul him, and he fouls the Pearses man, and it's going to be a free in for the Pearses, well, about 35 yards out, I'd say, and surely a great opportunity to double their lead, which is 1 point at the moment. So it's going to be Jack Bryant, the Offaly man, another underage medalist for Offaly. With this kick, Jack steps up, kicks it high, and no mistake, straight over the bar there by the Offaly man, Jack Bryant. Lovely score. The Pearses have started really brightly. Conor Swan then in the goal, left-footed kick out, goes long all the way down towards Mike Kelly. Beautiful placement, beautiful kick out. Mike Kelly starts the attack, gives it off to Tom Keane. Tom Keane now low in towards his Pádraig Costello. Pádraig Costello now lays it off. A great tackle there back by Petey McDade, who got a hand in, and the Pearses come away through James McCarthy. James McCarthy's pass though goes astray, and it's plucked out of the air by Dylan Reynolds. Dylan gives the ball off to Jason Matthews. Jason Matthews from Mayo, left-footed. Gary Owen straight up in the air. It's coming down on top of, and it's once again it's Conor Dordan there, full-back, and he's adjudged to have fouled his man, who was Pádraig Costello, the number 12, and Martin Delaney says, hold on lads, that's going to be a free in, and surely this is the first score now for the McBrides to get them off the mark here after about 3 or 4 minutes of this first half. Fast opening by the Pearses. They've been on the attack 2 or 3 times, and that's a nice score by Pádraig Costello, the number 12 for the McBrides. Gets them off the mark after about 4 minutes here in Gaelic Park in Chicago in this senior semi-final. 6 minutes and 30 seconds in fact gone. Thank you, Aaron, my valiant timekeeper here beside me. Beautiful catch there, wonderful take in the air by Sean O'Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue now with the red hair going right through. They're tackling him, they're falling off him, they're standing off him and fisted back. I don't know, how did he miss it? Oh, as Scruffy said, he had her in the bed but he never touched her. But anyways, number 6, Chris Joyce just couldn't finish it, and it was a really good move, but the referee seen a hand in by the Pearses, and it's gone out for 45. Great opportunity for the McBrides there, but unfortunately for them, the Pearses boys, I think it might have been either Paddy Hughes or Conor Dordan, I'm not sure. One of them got their hand in and deflected the ball out, as it looked like it was going to be a certain goal. So then Jarlath Mullen with the 45, the number 13, slips as he kicks, and unfortunately for him, it just goes straight left. A bit like my drives yesterday in the old golf. Everything was going left. Oh, we were golfing out in West Chicago, a place called Prairie Landing. Mother of God. You wouldn't want drivers, you want sledgehammers. Anyway, here come the Pearses once again. They build from the back. Out there over the far side, Paddy Hughes with the ball. And Shane Fleming now gets it. Looks for support, gets it. Conor Doran bursts up the field. Very powerful footballer, this lad. Gives it into O'Mahony. O'Mahony looks long, looks inside, and the ball just bounces over Jack Bryant's head and out wide. John Bridges over there doing umpire for this game, retrieving the ball as Conor Schwan, sorry, it's Shrek, looked a bit like Bridges, sorry about that, Johnny. Anyway, John Cunningham, I should have said. And here comes the McBrides once again. Down they come, James Dordan. James Dordan now with the ball, soloing past 2, 3, 4 men, and he's surely hauled to the ground there by the number 9, Kevin Coakley. And Martin Delaney might have a word with Kevin on this one. That was a cynical enough foul there, but no, he decides the free is enough. And Jason Matthews is going to kick this one into a breeze that's been pretty consistent all day. It's a breeze that's blown diagonally across the field here in Gaelic Park, blowing from the patio in down towards the scoreboard. But Jason Matthews left-footed, and that one goes straight over the bar.
And helpful to put the flags up, wouldn't it?
It would be helpful. We chastised Callum Fahy, in fairness to him. He was waving the flag like an absolute lunatic down there during the women's game. But unfortunately, John Bridges doesn't seem to have the same level of enthusiasm as the ball is kicked out, and Mick Kelly picks it up for the McBrides, lays it off to James Dordan. James Dordan now in turn looks for support. He gets the return pass back. James Dordan right-footed in towards the goal, but it's plucked out of it by Cormac Sutton. Cormac Sutton in goal for the Pierces. Confidently plucks it out of the air and gets it out to Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming out in the middle of the field. Gives it off to Kevin O'Mahony. Kevin O'Mahony gives it on there to Dara Hannafin. Dara now with the ball, solos, right-footed, takes the hit. Gives it off inside there to Graham Fogarty. Fogarty to Jack Bryant. Jack Bryant right-footed, right across the face of goal. And a beautiful score from a tight angle there from Jack Bryant, the Offaly man. Kicks it right-footed straight over the bar and puts the Pierces back into a 3-1 lead. Ball is kicked out. We're not sure about that point from Matthews there. I thought it was over the bar, but it hasn't been registered on the scoreboard yet, so we'll have to verify that with the referee at half-time. Tom Keane takes it out of defence, and dilly-dallying was Sean Donoghue, but he manages to get the possession. Back to Tom Keane. Tom Keane then about to be tackled there, but gets his pass away, but it goes astray, and it's turned over by the Pierce's defence, and the referee said, hold on, there's going to be a throw ball there, and the Pierces aren't really in favour of that one, but the McBride's boys have it, and eventually the referee gives a free down, and there's a hefty challenge there, and the ball is going to be called back, and Martin Delaney is going to call for the ball here. There was a hefty challenge there on the number 9 James Dordan after the ball was played, and I think it might be another throw ball, and the people on the line are told to stay back and to get back as James Dordan picks himself up off the ground after that hefty challenge. Mike Kelly is going in with Petey McDade. Mike Kelly makes the breaking ball, but it's taken there by Kevin Coakley. Kevin Coakley now gives it long, but it's easily picked out of the air by Michael Mullen there back in the McBride's defence. Long diagonal ball across the field there to Jason Matthews. Jason Matthews from Mayo gives it off to Dylan Reynolds. Dylan Reynolds now long ball down in towards the corner, and it evades the number 13 Jarlath Mullen, and eventually James Dordan, the full back for the Pierces, gets possession and deals with it, gets it out to Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming now long ball down to the middle, gets it, and there is Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran O'Mahony now gives it off to Conor Doran. Conor Doran long ball down towards Jack Bryant, but Bryant is bet for the ball, and that McBride's defence is holding fast at the moment. Over to Jason Matthews. Jason Matthews with the red head gives it off to Mike Kelly, 2 Mayo men in the middle of the field. Big Mike, he's been a great servant for McBride's. He gives a low ball down in towards Jarlath Mullen once again, but Jarlath is being bet to the ball once again by Conor Doran. Conor Doran, this block of a man, he'd remind you of the Rock coming out for Cork from the full back position, gets it out, and this side of the field to the far side of the field to Kieran O'Mahony. Now Jack Bryant has got space. Jack Bryant turns inside, tries to turn his man, but the cornerback does really well, but Jack Bryant is still going left-footed into the back of the net. Great goal by Jack Bryant. from absolutely nowhere. He had to fight hard for that. He beat the cornerback, Martin Carr, turned him inside out, and from an impossible angle fired a right-footed shot straight into the back of the McBride's net. So that's a goal for the Pierces then early in this first half. It's a goal and 3 points to a point, 6 points to 1, 5 points lead, commanding lead already for the Pierces. They've really come out fast out of the blocks in this game, and in this semi-final they've improved consistently over the last few weeks, and we can really see it now as Dylan Reynolds for the McBrides gets possession over there on the far side of the field, faced by the full back for the Pierces, Conor Dordan. Conor Dordan tries to pull and drag him, and eventually the referee says it's a free down to Dylan Reynolds. Dylan takes his time, looks up, sees Tom Keane, fumbles the ball, and Conor Dordan gets a fist to it and breaks it up, overturns the ball, and Jack Bryant now over this corner of the field gets possession of the ball, faced by Martin Kerr. He stands off and gives him a few yards of room. Jack Bryant gives the pass, gets it back onto his right foot, and it's a beautiful kick by Jack Bryant. This lad from Offaly is really on his game today. He's kicked a beautiful score, and that's, I think, 1-2 from play for the man from Offaly. He's really on his game today, and they're getting him isolated and one-on-one at all times. Quick kick out taken. The number 6 takes it, and the McBrides come on the attack through Chris Joyce. Ball goes through, eventually finds its way there to Pádraig Costello. Pádraig Costello now on towards Jarlath Mullen. Jarlath Mullen being closely attended, but Jarlath gets the ball. He gives it back outside to Jason Matthews. Jason Matthews now with the red head, back onto his right foot, his weaker side, and it goes straight up in the air. Mike Kelly will try and keep it in play, but it evades him, and eventually the ball breaks out to Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming, after 14, almost 15 minutes of this first half, out comes to Conor Dordan. Conor Dordan. He's been instrumental so far for the Pierces. He's been really solid in that defence, but a poor pass. It's easily cut out here by Sean Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue now, this side of the field. He strides athletically down in front of us there with a big stride, a bit like Galileo one time in the Irish 2000 Guineas. Oh, but Jesus, outrageous kick there to the left and way out to the left and wide. Poor wide there from Sean O'Donoghue after a really defence-splitting run. Probably should have laid the ball off, but nonetheless, two sides that's really playing good football. Cormac Sutton with the kick out finds his man over the far side of the field. Ball finds its way into the centre, and it's James McCarthy. James McCarthy now lays the ball off, lays it off to Bill Carroll, another Offaly man looking to make his mark. And Bill Carroll, right footed from the middle of the field, a beautiful score all the way over the bar. 1 goal and 5 points to the Pierces, 1 point to the McBrides, 8 points to 1, 7 points the margin after about 16 minutes of this first half. Not too many would have seen a scoreline like this so early on in the game, but Petey McDade, brilliant catch in the middle of the field, gets it off once again. Here comes Dara Hannafin. Dara Hannafin onto his left foot, and it's all the Pierces at the moment. It really is all Pierces as they really hit the ground running here. 1-6 to a point, 9 points to a point. So it's 8 points the margin now as we go into the 17th minute of this senior Chicago men's semi-final. Ball is kicked out towards Mike Kelly. It evades him over his head, but it'll make Tom Keane. Tom Keane now the number 8 for the McBrides. Tackled really hard there by two Pierce's men, and he gets the free. Gets it to Jason Matthews. Jason Matthews now long ball down towards the corner to Pádraig Costello. Costello gets his and beats his man. Gets it onto his left foot. Surely they need a score badly here. It goes in. Cormac Sutton looks up. John Bridges puts his hand straight up in the air, and it's a point for the McBrides. A badly needed score there. 1-6 to 2 it makes it now. 9 points to 2, 7 points the margin after about 17 and a half minutes of play here. The referee goes in. There's a bit of a chat there with John Bridges. John Bridges pointing out in the middle of the field. The umpire pointing something out to Martin Delaney. Martin Delaney wipes his brow. He's losing sweat by the new time here. It's no surprise because he's up and down that field like a yo-yo. Anyway, out comes the ball from Cormac Sutton. Kicked out the middle of the field. It'll break kindly for Dylan Reynolds. Dylan Reynolds now looks up, looks for support, decides to turn around and gives it back to James Dordan. James Dordan now in the middle of the field for the McBrides. Looks long, looks down towards Jarlath Mullen once again, but once again the number 2 Paddy Hughes has been really tight, but the ball breaks back for Jarlath Mullen once again. He might get it, he does get it. Paddy Hughes on his back almost like a leech, gives it out. Mike Kelly over the far side of the field on the sideline, gives it back to Dylan Reynolds. Dylan Reynolds back to Kelly. Kelly now, the Mayo man, looks around him, looks and sees for support. James Dordan shows and gets it. James points over to Mike Kelly to move. Mike doesn't move. He doesn't believe in moving too far like myself. But anyway, Mike has it. Mike gives it into the other Mayo man, Jason Matthews. Jason Matthews, number 10. Beautiful pass all across the field into James Dordan. James Dordan back inside to the number 5, Sean O'Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue pops up on the far side, but a poor kick by Sean O'Donoghue straight into Cormac Sutton's hands. And the Pearses come again, once again from defence with Kevin Coakley. Kevin Coakley, it's pretty non-stop stuff. Shane Fleming on his shoulder. Shane Fleming gives it off to Bill Carroll. Bill Carroll, the Offaly man, gives it now back again over the far side of the field to James McCarthy. James McCarthy coming forward with the ball, faced up there by Neil Malloy. But James McCarthy takes him on and beats him. Runs hard now. Jason Matthews tried to get a hand on him, but James McCarthy still going through, and surely he's doing to have overcarried the ball. And the Pearses boys this side of the field can't believe it, and they're not impressed at all with that decision. But nonetheless, Martin Delaney says you overcarried the ball, and the free is given against James McCarthy. Dylan Reynolds starts from the back for the McBrides once again, gives it off there to Neil Malloy. Neil Malloy gives it to Sean O'Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue popping up now on the far side of the field with a bit more frequency, gives the ball back. The ball eventually comes over this side of the field. They switch the point of attack now to Tom Keane. Tom Keane is about to be tackled by the number 10, Kieran O'Mahony. Tom Keane turns back inside, looks across the middle of the field, looks for support. There's nobody there. He'll have to go inside. Ball is kicked, but it's a poor pass, and it's cut out once again by the evergreen Conor Dordan. Conor Dordan, the number 3 for the Pearses, is having a wonderful game so far in this match. He's been solid in defence, and he's also helped out in attack. Here comes the Pearses, and Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran O'Mahony gives a nice dinky pass in towards Jack Bryant. Jack Bryant, he's been the star of the show so far, gives the ball back, gives it back to Ben Carroll. Ben Carroll, the man from Offaly as well. The two Offaly men are really running the show here so far. Ben Carroll comes in along the end line, gives a pass across the field. It might break kindly here for Dara Hannafin. Hannafin turns on his right foot and puts it straight over the bar. That was a really well worked score there, and the two Offaly men instrumental in it, Jack Bryant and Bill Carroll. Bill Carroll cut in along the end line with a great deal of pace, gave the pass across to Hannafin, and Hannafin turned onto his right foot. There was a chance of a goal there maybe, but Hannafin decided to turn on his right foot and put it over the bar. 1-7 to 2 points, 10 points to 2, 8 points the margin. Injury to Jason Matthews. We've got 20 minutes and 30 or 40 seconds gone in this first half. It feels like about 5. It's been that fast and pacey about it. It's flown by. 21 minutes almost gone. Thank you, Airdon. As Jason Matthews is on his knees on his own 21, getting attention from the physio, takes a shot out of the water bottle. And Martin Delaney says, "Are you ready to go?" He says, "I am." And I was going to say Connor Swan. I was going to say Charlie Swan. Charlie Swan, one of the greatest jockeys of all time, national hunt jockeys, of course, is not in goal, as I originally said. It's Connor Swan, no relation, I'm sure. Anyway, on we go. The Pearses get possession around the middle of the field, and here comes Bill Carroll once again. Looks inside for Hannafin. Hannafin off his left foot, and that's kicked in and it's kicked over the bar. That's a great score once again from an awkward angle. In fact, Kieran O'Mahony it was, not Hannafin. Kieran O'Mahony off his left foot, the number 10. A beautiful score, 1-8 to 2 points, 11 points to 2. So then the McBrides, once again, they're in arrears and they need scores. And so far, it really hasn't happened for them. But things can change very quickly, as we all know. Martin Kerr over the far side of the field. Martin takes the ball into contact, gives it off to Tom Keane. Tom Keane takes a solo. A little bit wild there, gets away from him, but gets the ball back, looks around, looks for help. Mike Kelly is on his shoulder, decides to give it into Jarlath Mullen. Jarlath Mullen now, the number 13, gives a nice pass, the outside of his right foot, all the way across the far side of the field to Reynolds, to Dylan Reynolds. Dylan now gets possession, gives it back towards Jarlath Mullen, but that's a poor pass, but it get lucky, and it'll break for Neil Malloy. Neil Malloy gets it back to Dylan Reynolds once again. Another fisted pass, and Martin Kerr picks it up. Martin now gives it back. Long ball in, a beautiful ball to into the number 12 there, Pádraig Costello. But Costello's kick is high and it's gone to the left and it's gone wide. Poor kicking there, poor passing from the McBride's boys, and wide's count. McBride's have 3 wides, the Pierces have 1. So the Pierces certainly a lot more efficient in front of goal. They're taking their chances when they get them, and so far so good for the Pierces. Out it comes this side of the field. Sean Donoghue goes up for it, but it's broken there, and it comes to James Dordan. James Dordan now for McBride's, fouled by Bill Carroll. Bill protesting his innocence, but the referee is having none of it. Andy McGowan, first time we've seen Andy today on the ball. He's been quiet so far. Dylan Reynolds, he's been heavily involved. To Jarlath Mullen to Tom Keane over the far side of the field, back to Jarlath Mullen, right footed, high, looks up. John Bridges looks up, but John says it's gone to the right and it's gone wide number 4 for the McBrides. They're beginning to mount up, and the Pierces having 1 wide certainly are more efficient, as I said, in front of goal. As a substitute coming on the field for the McBrides, I think it's number 17, Harry Ladd, the bookie as I do call him, with the orange boots. With a name like that, he's got to be given even money about himself to score. But Cormac Sutton with the kick out, he goes low, way over the far side of the field, but this is going to evade Kevin Coakley on this occasion, and it's going to be a line ball down to the McBrides. Dylan Reynolds with the free, with the line ball, looks for a runner, gets it. Mike Kelly takes it, back to Dylan Reynolds once again, back to Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly now looks up, sees Tom Keane in an acre of space in the middle of the field. Tom looks around him, looks for support, gets it in the form of Andy McGowan. Beautiful pass into Jarlath Mullen. Byron down on goal. Oh, it's an awful miss. Oh, jeez, an awful miss. Clean through. Cormac Sutton stood up, done what he had to do, but he blazed it past the left-hand upright, and it's gone out to the right and wide. Their 5th wide. A great goal-scoring chance, but a beautiful pass by Andy McGowan. A defence-splitting pass there. Found Jarlath Mullen on the run, took it on into contact, past his man, but just couldn't find that bottom left-hand corner. Blazed it out wide. Cormac Sutton goes long once again, out towards Petey McDade. Well broken down. The McBride's boys are getting on top in the middle of the field. They're beginning to get the measure of the kickouts by Cormac Sutton. Here comes Sean O'Donoghue inside to Harry Ladd. The bookie has it. The bookie turns Pádraig Hughes, kicks it high and kicks it to the right and wide. That's a 6th wide for the McBrides. The wides are mounting up. They can't afford to be kicking all these sorts of wides, but anyway, they're creating chances, no doubt about it. And the last few kickouts, they've certainly turned them over. So the McBrides are certainly still in it, but they need scores. 25 and a half, 26 minutes gone almost in this game. Once again, another kickout comes towards Dylan Reynolds. He's pressured there by Graham Fogarty, but Dylan retains possession. He gives it over to James Dordan, a long ball across the field over towards Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly now right over on the far sideline, about halfway line. Gives a left-handed fisted pass to Sean Donoghue. He plays a bit of basketball with it, gets it round his back, but manages to retain possession. Donoghue gives it off to James Dordan, who's been lively in this first half. He looks up at the post, tries to get his left-footed kick off, and it's gone in, and it's gone up, and it's gone over the bar. A beautiful score by the midfielder for the McBrides. James Dordan gets his name on the score sheet, and all of a sudden now it's back to an 8-point game, 1-8 to 3 points. 8 points the difference. So then, kick out once again for Cormac Sutton as we go into the 27 minutes here, about 3 minutes plus injury time left. The Pierces lead by 8 points. The McBrides, I think they're recognising the fact now that the scoreboard is incorrect. It should be 4 points to the McBrides. So it's 1-8 to 4 points. 7 points the difference. A long ball in towards Jack Bryant, and that ball goes out off his hand and it's gone wide. Harmlessly wide there, so it's a kick out once again for Conor Swan. Out over the far side of the field to Dylan Reynolds. Dylan Reynolds has seen a heap of the ball already in this game. He's been heavily involved. To Tom Keane. Tom Keane looks down over his right shoulder and sees Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly now. Mike Kelly gives a beautiful pass in towards Jarlath Mullen, but it's cut out there really well by James McCarthy back there in his own defence. And a really close call there once again for the Pierce's defence. Almost a defence-splitting pass by Mike Kelly. Almost found Jarlath Mullen in space, but no chicken dinner, as they say. Nearly never built the cow. Here comes Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming, number 6, coming forward with the ball. Gives it off over the far side of the field towards Johnny McCarthy. Johnny McCarthy now to Pádraig Hughes. Pádraig Hughes looks around him. sees options there, left and right. Jack Bryant is coming deeper for the ball, and he gives off a lovely pass to Johnny McCarthy. Johnny McCarthy now finds himself in unknown territory, but nonetheless, he kicks a great score off his right foot. That's a beautiful point by Johnny McCarthy, the cornerback. He's had a great game so far, finding himself up in the opposition half, and he kicked a wonderful score. Quick kick out by Connor Swan over the far side of the field. It comes to Chris Joyce. Chris Joyce now with the ball, steadies himself, looks up, looks for support. Dylan Rillans offers himself, takes the ball on, looks around him for support. Nothing shown as yet. Looks forward, sees Mike Kelly. Mike shows all the time for the ball. Once again, he's looking for that ball down towards Jarlath Mullen, down along that far sideline. He's tackled hard there by Conor Dordan, and the referee says illegally, so it was a push in the back, and it's going to be a free in to the McBrides. And Conor Dordan can't believe it, but the referee says you better believe it, because it's a free and that's it. So the free is quickly taken over this side of the field. It comes to Andy McGowan. Andy McGowan, once again, he had one beautiful pass earlier on in the game, almost caused a goal for the McBrides. But James Dordan tackled really hard, manages to get a pass away. Jack Bryant goes in, takes a really tired shoulder, and the move breaks down and the Pierces break. Here they come now up this side of the field with Dara Hannafin. Dara Hannafin, the number 13, looks to give a pass across, and it just evades Fogarty. Dylan Reynolds back there tackles Fogarty. Graham Fogarty hard, and the referee says too hard, and it's going to be a free into the Pierces way over on the far side of the field, about 37, 8, 9 yards out, maybe 40 yards out with the angle way over there on the far side of the field from us, and it's a tight angle. But Jack Bryant, the man from Offaly, he's going to step up. He's been absolutely foot perfect so far in this game, and he's going to look to put 8 points back between them once again. 1 goal and 9 points to the Pierces, 4 points to the McBrides. 30 minutes gone. We're gone into injury time in this first half. So this to put 8 points between them as we approach half time. And it's probably not much more than the Pierces deserve, in fairness to them. They've been really excellent in this first half. They hit the ground running, and they got their matchups right. They got their target men right. Bryant has been excellent. Carroll has been excellent for them in this first half. The two Offaly men especially. Johnny McCarthy has been really good as well. James McCarthy has been excellent. So it's going to be up to the McBrides now in the second half to really up the tempo, up the intensity, and up their game. Jack Bryant then places the ball on the ground, about 40 yards out, I'd say, with the angle all the way over on the far side of the field. The wind is definitely helping them Pierces in this first half as they play down towards the scoreboard end. So then Jack Bryant, off the ground, steps forward, kicks it right footed. It's low, and it's gone to the left, and it's gone wide. So then a let off there for the McBrides. Their score remains 1 goal and 9 points to 4 points. Quick kick out there. Dylan Reynolds had to be alert, but he gets the ball off to Sean O'Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue now gets his pass away, and it's going to be a foul on Andy McGowan over there. Andy will take the free again, gets it in towards the bookie. Harry turns Paddy Hughes, turns him inside out. He's got away from him. He's made a bit of room for himself. Cross the ball. Oh, cross the ball. Jarlath Mullen has it. Mullen back inside to Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly back to Jarlath Mullen. Mullen high, and it's in, and it's over the bar. Chance of a goal once again. Certainly the McBrides have created goal chances. There's no doubt about it. They haven't taken one yet, but they are creating those chances. And a beautiful point there, taken in the end by Jarlath Mullen after a well-executed move initiated there by Harry Ladd with the orange boots on him. He's created problems since he came on. Paddy Hughes was all over Jarlath Mullen, but it's a different story with Harry Ladd. He's physical, he's fast, he's strong, and he's a handful. Ball is kicked out. It's well caught in the middle of the field over there on the far side by I think it's Johnny McCarthy. Ball is kick is taken quickly. Shane Fleming over there looking for support, and in fact it's Bill Carroll. Bill looks long in towards his county man Jack Bryant, but 2 men marking him, and Bryant doesn't manage to get possession, and the ball goes out harmlessly wide. Quick kick out taken once again, and the McBrides come on the attack. Once again, a big high court press by the Pierces, but the McBrides managed to hold on to possession. Sean O'Donoghue back to Connor Swan. Connor Swan playing fly goalie, coming out the field with the ball, loses his footing, but manages to retain possession and gets it back to Sean O'Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue now to Andy McGowan. Andy McGowan, all on his own in the middle of the field. A bit of wrestling going on here on this side between Sean O'Donoghue and Johnny McCarthy, but the referee isn't looking at it. Tom Keane with the ball through. Once again, Cormac Sutton manages to get a fist to it and breaks it up. Another goal opportunity for the McBrides, and they haven't failed to take it once again. But a foul there in the middle of the field by Sean O'Donoghue on the Pierce's lad, and Petey McDade, I think it was, that was fouled, and it's a free down to the Pierces then, and it's going to be a free that James McCarthy will take, left-footed, gives it over the far side of the field towards Paddy Hughes, and he gives it off to Johnny McCarthy, this side of the field, gives it back to Kevin Coakley. In fact, Kevin Coakley now to Conor Doran. Conor Doran gives it off. Petey McDade back there in a sweeping role in his own half, gives it to Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming gives it up towards Kevin Coakley, back again to Shane Fleming. Fleming looks over this side of the field, sees Kevin Coakley. Kevin Coakley now runs forward, gives it to Conor Doran. Doran gets it back onto his left foot, goes for the score, kicks it high. Will it come in? It will, and it goes over the bar, and it's a point, and the referee calls half time, right on the stroke of half time, a point for the Pierces, and it's 110, I believe, to 5 points. So it's 13 points to 5, 8 points the margin at half time in this senior semi-final. An exciting, pulsating game here in Chicago, Gaelic Park. Thanks once again to all the ladies here. Annie is beside me, and it's been an exciting half of football, Annie.
It has, Quinn, it has very much so. This game means a lot. Obviously, the winner goes into the Chicago final next Sunday. So this is a very, very important game. I said there'll be a very serious halftime talk now in the McBride's changing room.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's probably not the score that they expected, or many neutrals would have expected. Probably a much closer game. But the Pierces, as I said, came out and hit the ground running.
Yeah, but sure. Game of two halves, Quinn. Game of two halves.
Game of two halves. You never know.
You never know what half's going to happen in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. These games can change in a heartbeat. A couple of goals either way can certainly change momentum. So at half time, the score is 1 goal and 10 points to 5 points. The scoreboard has been corrected, so we can say officially. So 13 points to 5 at half time, 8 points the margin, and we'll take a quick break and we'll be back to you very, very shortly.
talk about the tour. There's no need. No, just Gaelic Park.
What's that last name? He's from Mayo. Jared lives on the north. I don't know, you might know him. He was a footballer with that rides down to Jared. Hey, Paul. What's Jared's surname? Jared. You know, Richie Finnerty's name.
Oh, Garrity.
Jared Garrett. Just ask him when he come in for a minute.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Nicky.
I need to come in because
No, you should sit here for a minute now.
because I was at work there.
Huh?
I was supposed to be somewhere else. I kind of dropped down here.
Oh, you're serious? Oh, well, if that's... No, that's okay.
You don't
No,
mind.
that's fine.
Come on there.
Are you sure?
Come
I'd
on,
be
come
delighted
on
to
the
have
next
you.
time there.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine.
I don't mind.
No, that's fine. I'll give you a holler during the week, though.
Please do.
I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Yes, Nicholas.
Hello, John.
How is things?
John, how are you doing?
I'm a long time trying to snare you.
You were John. The man from Tuds.
Yeah.
You need to scooch over a little
We'll just talk a little bit about All Ireland today, maybe, and
And about Ballintubber.
Ballintubber
The
sounds
Abbey
good
or
to me.
the football team?
I'm just after getting back from Ireland now, John. We're just after getting back from the wedding.
I'm only after. That's right. You were telling me that you were there.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
Can you scooch over a little bit more?
Can I sit on Nicky's?
Yeah, sit up on his lap.
I can get out here if you
You don't
want.
need to do that.
I'm
but
not,
it's-
I'm not
it's
right in
hard
the head
to-
either, you know.
Right. Okay. So whenever you want to turn the mics on, go ahead.
Yes.
Welcome back, folks. We're here at half-time in Gaelic Park in Chicago, joined by one of the greatest Mayo footballers of all time, Jared Garrity, and one of the greatest Galway pundits of all time, Nicky Glynn. Ger, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm a long time trying to coax you up into the hut here.
I guess I'm a bit shy, John.
Yeah,
That's the way it is,
yeah. Well, I know you a few years, and I never knew you to be that shy. But anyway, it's great to have you.
To be here, John, and it's you do a great job here. I got to give you credit where credit is due.
Not at all. No, it's a pleasure. A pleasure. So from Ballintubber and Mayo, great footballing territory. Ger, great tradition back there, and you know you were one of the all-time greats back in the 80s, back in Mayo. Tell us a bit, Ian, about football has changed an awful lot since.
Well, it's a different game, John. Definitely now. You know, back at our time, it was a lot of catch and kick, and you know, moving the ball forward all the time. Now it's hold on to position, move the ball around. It's all about position right now, but a totally different game. But I don't know what to say. Back in our time, I'd have to say it was a better game, but I don't like saying that. You know, you gotta
Yeah,
watch it, but,
you move with the times, I suppose.
I'd say you got to move with the times.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
The guys nowadays, they're fit, they're fast.
Yeah,
The
and
game is just as enjoyable as ever. You know what I'm saying? So.
positions mean nothing nowadays, of course. You know, full back. I mean,
No,
you see
that's
that.
another thing that has changed. You could be back in our time. If you're midfield, you're midfield.
Yeah.
That's where you'd stay. That's
Yeah.
where you play. But,
Yeah.
You know, it has changed. Definitely has changed. But everything changes. Life changes.
Life changes. We all change. That's for sure. The big game today, Ger. The Dubs pulled it off. What did you think of it? The Dubs deserved it.
An incredible game of football for starters. There's two very good teams that went at it, and it was a good game of football. It could have gone either way. But I think the Dubs were a little bit stronger there towards the end. They have, especially the mature guys, the guys that brought back, that Paul Flynn or Paul Mangan. He had a big influence on the game. Of course, Cluxton, the goalie, had a great game. It was I think the Dubs, this was their last hurrah. You know, they bring
Yeah.
back the old guys and or the experienced guys. And I think you'd see after today, you'd see a lot of them retiring, I'd say. But why wouldn't they after winning
Nine All Irelands.
It's incredible.
Absolutely. For me, I thought today, you know, David Clifford didn't have his best game, obviously, today. But I'd have to give credit to Michael Fitzsimons. I thought Mick Fitzsimons was absolutely outstanding. For me, he was man of the match.
He was, yeah. I definitely agree with you there. He was. He stuck. He did his job perfect. You know what I'm saying? He stuck with them, and like Clifford is a genius. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt. Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think Clifford didn't like the wet weather either. He preferred
Yeah.
a nice sunny day, and
Dry ball.
he's incredible on a dry day. You know,
Yeah.
but he still played well. But you're right. Fitzsimons was brilliant there.
Yeah,
today.
he was absolutely on his back every time, frustrating him pulling him, dragging him, doing whatever he had to do, doing a job, absolutely. But he was great.
Well, he was definitely man of the match. I think, did he get man of the match or?
I'm not sure. I assume Paul Mannion, because we're interviewing him, but then Nicky said no, so I'm not actually sure who they gave man of the match to. In fact, it mightn't be announced until tonight on the Sunday game. So you're the
date on stuff.
Yeah. Do you have any insight into that, Nicky?
I have no outsider insight, but no, I don't know who got the man of the match. But in fairness to Dublin, I mean, they've won some of them guys have now won. They're in the history books with 9 All-Irelands, and you cannot take it. They're the greatest team in the history of any sport, not even GA. I mean, they've won some of them. There was 3 of them guys. Cluxton, like 41 years old, probably the oldest player that. Your man, the one with Italy, what's his name? He was the goalkeeper for Italy when he won the World Cup. He was 40 years old, 41.
Yeah.
Dino's
off.
Dino's off. I mean, and actually, this is the first time that Cluxton actually went around the pitch and acknowledged people. Usually, he used to go straight into. But it was some achievement. I mean, you can't. I mean, Farrell rolls the dice, bringing him back. It would have been criticised big time if Dublin lost the All-Ireland today and Cluxton made a mistake or something. He would have been
heavily criticised. Yeah.
Heavily criticised, and you have to hand it Dublin in fairness to them. They're some team, and
absolutely
fair play to them.
Gerald, I want your opinion on the split season. Seeing as we're at the end of the season, I suppose it's a time for reflection and I suppose taking stock. How do you think the split season worked this year?
I think personally, John, I think it's a great idea the way they do it. You finish the championship first. Okay, Nicky, you don't agree, I can see. But you get the guys. It's great to see the young generation coming out here for the summer. And then they go. You have a long summer ahead of you. Get back home to play championship. I'm saying I kind of agree with it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think the principle, and it certainly works for us out here. It gives the opportunity for players to come out. There's no doubt about that.
I think it's a good thing, what I'm saying? Especially you're not playing into the November, December months. They get the championship finished up, and that's my opinion, but everyone has their own opinion.
I just find it strange because I was talking to a couple of Tyrone lads, just for example, Tyrone. Yes. Now, I don't think the Mayo Championship might be starting maybe today. It might have started today, I'm not sure. But I think
next week,
maybe next week. But I think the Tyrone Championship doesn't start till September. So it's amazing, like some counties haven't taken advantage of the last couple of months, especially when their teams are out. But, that's for their own individual, preferences, I suppose. But you like the idea, obviously, anyways, and you're in favour of it.
I do, yes. I think it's a good idea. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I can see Nicky disagrees.
Nicky.
How about yourself, John? Are you? Not check Nicky now. Hold on.
I just always, I suppose I'm old-fashioned, and I like to have the All-Ireland, the old tradition of the All-Ireland in September.
But I'm just thinking of the players. They get a bit of freedom, and then they get the summer months to play championship.
Yes, and you do have to think about things like that. There's no doubt about it. They're the benefits. They're the real benefits, and you have to think about the players too, and what's best for them. The only concern I would have about it is, are we pushing too much, condensing too much into a very short space of time, and I'd be concerned about injuries for players. But I suppose players can get injured anytime.
Well, you're correct,
so it'll be a debate that'll go on for sure.
What do you have to say,
Nicky?
I know you wanted to.
He has plenty to say, obviously.
This is your show, I understand that.
Oh no, it's not my show at all.
We have still players out here playing on the 1st of August, right? We have J1ers still out here. There's no need. Okay, it didn't have to be in September, but it doesn't need to be in the middle of or the end of July. It could go another 2 or 3 weeks because most of the J1ers and all these kids that go travel around the world, they're not back to play championship football or hurling in the 1st of August anyway. So it makes no sense to me. I could at least go another 2 or 3 weeks. It's a joke in my opinion, but it only took the GA 125 years to do whatever they had to do. Well, anyway.
Yeah. I suppose again, there's two sides to the argument. It's going to be split season. It's going to be split decisions as well. But I think it's going to cause or give rise for plenty of debate here over the winter months, and we'll see what Congress have changes. I think they will make changes to the format of it. I think the group stages, maybe just the top 2, maybe qualifying or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Put Roscommon into the Tailteann Cup maybe.
now, Nicholas, we're all God's creatures here. But anyway, the teams are back out in the field, Ger.
Okay.
It's great to have you. Pleasure to have you. It's a pity it was so short, but maybe you might join us next week with the help of God.
never know.
If the McBrides pull this off, with the help of God, they
I
will.
think they are going to pull it off.
I hope to God. Yeah, I hope to God you're right.
There in the first half, but they'll be fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
thanks again, John.
Not at all, Ger.
Nicky.
Great to have you, and thanks, Nicky. Nicky will be probably staying with us now for this game, as the Pierces get it underway once again. Shane Fleming over there, the far side of the field, and he gets it. He gets it off there to Bill Carroll. Bill once again to Jack Bryant. The two Offaly men combine once again, and take the Pierces forward. But Sean O'Donoghue gets a big tackle in there. But the Pierces managed to retain possession. Shane Fleming, once again, he's seen plenty of the ball during the first half. Gets it to Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran O'Mahony, right-footed, against the wind. Beautiful pass right across the field. Finds Kevin Coakley. Kevin Coakley now gets it off to Kevin Quinn. Kevin Quinn on the field for this second half, but it's kicked it short into the goalkeeper's hands, and Conor Swan gets the ball away out to Sean O'Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue now over to Andy McGowan. Andy McGowan gets it off to Tom Keane. Tom Keane, lovely little shimmy there by Andy McGowan. Once again, this fella is full of talent. Right-footed kick, high, beautiful catch there by Jarlath Mullen. Jarlath Mullen, hard, being tackled hard by Conor Dorn. Jarlath retains possession, gets it back to Jason Matthews. Back again to James Dorn. James Dorn in the middle of the field to pass away to Tom Keane. Tom lets it fall out of his hand, but retains possession. Dylan Reynolds now. Dylan gets it forward to back to Mullen. Mullen back again to Dorn. Dorn onto his left foot. Looks across. Can't see anyone in possession. Can't see any support, but he gets a nice pass away to Sean O'Donoghue. And O'Donoghue on the way through, and can't believe that the referee has pulled him back. Didn't play an advantage, but Martin Delaney said it's a free in, and take your free while you have it. And free in awarded to the McBrides then, after some patient build up there, over and back across the field, and eventually they made the opening, but Martin Delaney called the playback, and a lovely sound once again, Mary, there in the background, as you can hear. Another, oh, look at that, oh my God, jeez, it sounds sinful, doesn't it? Anyway, that ball is kicked in by Harry Ladd, and it's kicked over the bar, and it's a 6th point for the McBrides. First blood to the McBrides here in this second half. 110, 13 points, 6 points for the Pierces. 13 points to 6. The Pierces lead it by 7. Mike Kelly putting on the pressure onto James McCarthy, but McCarthy gets away from him and strides down the field, right down the centre of the field, over Tom Keane's head. Gets it to Bill Carroll. Bill Carroll on the outside again is Kevin Quinn. Kevin Quinn back to Jack Bryant. Jack Bryant onto his right foot, kicks it high and kicks it in and kicks it over the bar. A good score from Jack Bryant from Offaly. Beautiful score once again off his right foot, curling it in on the breeze, in and over the bar. John Bridges has no doubts, puts his hand up in the air. Point for the Pierces. 111 plays 6 points. Out comes the kick out over Mike Kelly's head, and it's going to break for Petey McDade, way back there in his own half-back line. Gets the ball away. Off it goes then to, or I think it might be Orden Winston over there on the far side of the field. Gets his kick away, but it's well taken out and well blocked down by Martin Kerr back in the defence for the McBrides. He gets his pass away to Chris Joyce. Chris Joyce now coming up across the middle of the field. In fact, it might be Andy McGowan. Andy McGowan gets it across to Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly now, low ball in towards Harry Ladd. Takes it in his breadbasket. Beautiful. Faced up by Paddy Hughes and faced up by Shane Fleming. Two of them marking this fella. Harry Ladd from Dublin. Good footballer, this lad. Lovely pass back out the field. Gets it towards Andy McGowan. It breaks. Back to James Dordan. James Dordan gets tackled hard and gets hit hard, and the ball breaks out to the Pierce's boys, and they turn over possession, and they come in the form of Kevin Quinn striding down the middle of the field. The McBride's defence racing back, trying to get in front of him, but he gets the pass away to Kevin O'Mahony. O'Mahony now tackled hard once again by the McBride's defence. Great tackling there, back by Sean O'Donoghue, and eventually it's going to be a free out to the McBride's lads. And some really hard, tough tackling. Martin Delaney says, come on, take it from the right spot. So he goes all the way back. And it's going to be Neil Malloy back there in defence, taking the free quickly. Gets it away, gets it up as far as Chris Joyce. Chris Joyce now gets it off, looks for support. Andy McGowan once again takes off in the middle of the field, takes a hard shoulder, and it's going to be a free for a late challenge by Shane Fleming. The centre back of the Pierces is going to be pulled back by Martin Delaney for a late challenge on Andy McGowan there as he passed the ball to Mike Kelly. He came in with the late challenge and gave him a hefty shoulder, and it's going to be a yellow card, I suspect, from the leash man to Shane Fleming. And yeah, it's a yellow card dished out to Shane, so he's going to have to be careful now for the remainder of this game, the remaining 25 or 26 minutes of this second half. So then Andy McGowan sits up as he gets some magic bottle from the physio, signals to his teammates that he's okay. Sorry, Annie.
No, McBride seem to be having a bit of trouble with their kickouts, like winning their own kickouts.
They're having a lot of trouble with their own kickouts. They're being forced. The Pierces are pressing up high on them, and they're forcing them long, and the Pierces are winning an awful lot of the breaks. That's a wild kick though from Mike Kelly, and a wasted opportunity there from the free, and Mike uncharacteristically kicks that one way out to the right, and it's gone wide.
That's seven wides now for the whole match. 7
wides for the McBrides, and I'd say probably only about 2 for the Pierces. So it's the wide counter beginning to mount for the McBrides. They need to stop the rot there. Cormac Sutton kicks it out this side of the field, but Dylan Reynolds does really well, gets in front of his marker and lays it off to James Jordan, faced by James McCarthy. He gets his left-footed kick away to Harry Ladd. Here he comes again, turns Paddy Hughes with the orange boots. He's pulled and dragged, and the referee said it's going to be a free rather than a penalty. The McBride's boys were inclined to say it could have been inside the square, but it's not. And Martin Delaney says no, it's just outside, and Harry Ladd was fouled, and it's going to be a free on the 21-yard line for the McBrides and for Jarlath Mullen as he attempts this free to bring it back to a 7-point game. It's 1-11, 14 points to 6, 8 points the margin. Make that 7 as Jarlath Mullen chips it over the bar and brings it back to a 7-point game. 1 goal and 11 points to the Pierces, 7 points to the McBrides. So then, all to play for here as Cormac Sutton puts the ball down on the tee on the 21, looks up, looks for someone to kick it to, goes short, out this side of the field. It comes to James McCarthy. James McCarthy, he's been excellent in this game so far. He gives a pass away though, and the McBride's boys are tackling like tigers. Shane Fleming caught in possession, but the referee decides he was fouled and awards a free. Ball kicked over the far side of the field to Johnny McCarthy. Johnny McCarthy now down along the line to Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran O'Mahony all the way over the far side of the field. They play into the breeze in the second half down towards the patio end. It comes back across towards Shane Fleming, who goes over the far side of the field again, all the way over to Kieran O'Mahony once again, over hugging that far touchline. He's faced up by 2 players, Jarlath Mullen and Tom Keane, but Kieran O'Mahony takes off down along the far sideline, challenged by Jarlath Mullen, but he gets away from him, looks for the pass inside, but it's well cut out there, and another hefty challenge. And the referee says nothing, no free given. Eventually there is a free, but there seemed to be a late challenge on the cornerback, the number 2, Martin Kerr, for the McBrides there, and the referee decided to take no action, but there was a free eventually given for the challenge as the McBride's boys was breaking out of defence, and Michael Mullen, the number 3, was downed with a high challenge, neck challenge, horse collar around the neck. So Michael Mullen takes the free quickly over to the Dylan Reynolds. Dylan caught in possession by Jack Bryant, but manages to get his pass away over to Connor Swan. Connor Swan now, the goalkeeper, strides up across halfway, gives the ball off towards Andy McGowan. Andy McGowan now with possession, streaking through this Pierce's defence, but then caught in possession by Kevin Coakley. The referee says illegally, so it's going to be a free into the McBrides right on the 45-yard line. Andy McGowan goes backwards, back to his centre back, and Chris Joyce, right-footed, all the way over into the far corner, into Harry Ladd. Harry Ladd, one-on-one again with Paddy Hughes, and this time Harry's kick has gone way up in the air and out to the right and way over closer to the corner flag than the post, so it's gone wide. That's probably 8 wides now for the Pierce, for the McBrides. The wides are mounting up. They can't afford to have all these wides. 7 points the margin. Cormac Sutton puts the ball down on the orange tee once again on the 21. Short kick out. Kicked once again to the evergreen James McCarthy. Left-footed solo. Arcs around the D. Gives a pass away to Johnny McCarthy. Back again to Kevin McCarthy. To James McCarthy. Back to Johnny McCarthy. I'm getting all mixed up with these McCarthys. There seems to be nothing but McCarthys on the field. Here comes Johnny, crosses the halfway line, gives a pass off in towards Kevin Coakley. Kevin Coakley out towards Conor Dordan. Conor Dordan back to Jack Bryant. Jack Bryant, low hand pass, but it doesn't go to hand, and the McBrides break it up and they force their way out of defence. And on it comes then to TJ Byrne. TJ Byrne on the field in this second half, but that's a poor pass. It goes straight to Petey McDade as we go. I wasn't sure of the time there. Sorry, Aaron. 10 minutes gone, 21 seconds. 10 minutes in this second half, and that ball is kicked in, and it's gone right across the face of the goal by the Pierces, and it's gone wide. So it's wide number 3 for the Pierces, wide number 7 for the McBrides. So on we go. Quick kick out taken by the McBrides. It comes this side to Dylan Reynolds once again. Dylan gets the pass away all the way over here to Chris Joyce. Chris Joyce, a beautiful pass to James Dordan. James Dordan turning defence into attack really quickly. Dordan now tries to turn his man, gets it onto his left foot. He kicks it high, and that's a beautiful score from the McBrides. Lovely defence splitting pass there by Chris Joyce, the outside of the right foot, diagonal ball right across the field to James Dordan, and James turned it onto his left foot, and a lovely chipped kick all the way straight in and over the bar. 111 to 8 points. They're gradually getting it back. 6 points the margin as we go into the 13th minute of this second half. Out it goes. Up goes the McBrides boys. They win possession once again. It's Andy McGowan. Andy McGowan, right-footed. In again towards Harry Ladd. He's been really excellent so far. Another beautiful kick, but it's gone to the right and it's gone wide. Oh, that would have been a great score for the McBrides. But once again, their shooting boots has deserted them. And it's wide number 8 as we go through 9 even, says Annie, into halfway through this second half. Cormac Sutton is looking short, but the McBrides boys have pressed fully up on them. They're really looking to isolate this number 17, Harry Ladd, who's having a really great second half so far for the McBrides. Out it goes, long, and a breaking ball. It's gathered there by Tom Keane. Bravely goes for the ball, swallowed up by James McCarthy, illegally so, said the referee, and he gives a free down to the McBrides. Low pass down. Harry Ladd once again gets the better of Paddy Hughes. He's away, he's failed, and down he goes. Once again, the Pierces boys take him down. That's all they can do. He's a real handful, Annie.
He's been a solid footballer for them all summer. Like, he's an unbelievable footballer and actually a really nice guy as well. So
yeah.
But he's very dependable there in the forwards. He always seems to break away from whoever's marking him, and he's been done very well for the McBrides.
Yeah, he's got a great pair of hands on him. Anything that's gone in, he's stuck to it. And that free has gone in, and it's gone straight over the bar by Jarlath Mullen. The number 13, he's kicked yet another free. 111 is 14. McBrides have 9 points. The margin is down now to 5. Cormac Sutton coming out again. He's taking his time, not in an awful panic. The kickouts have certainly gone the way of the McBrides so far in this second half. He's forced to go out this side of the field this time, and it's out towards Kevin Coakley. Coakley now tries to evade his man. Referee said it's a foul by Dylan Reynolds. Dylan out on this side of the field, marking Kevin Coakley, deemed to have fouled him. Low ball given in towards Kieran O'Mahony. Right underneath us here. He gives a pass away in towards Conor Dordan. Conor Dordan, the full back for the Pierces, gives his pass to Petey McDade. Petey McDade crosses the 45 into McBride's territory. Goes to give a pass away. It's half blocked down. He almost gets possession back, and the referee says it's going to be a free into the Pierces. It looked to be a pretty soft free, to be honest with you, but
yeah, I wouldn't say there was a free at all, like, really, but
yeah,
up to the referee's discretion.
Absolutely.
Yourself, Quinn.
Yeah, we're not the referee, but it's a free in, and it's a very kickable score for the Pierces, and they probably need this because their ship had begun to take water there for the last 10 minutes or so. The McBrides were coming at them hard, but nonetheless, it's kicked in by Jack Bryant, and it's kicked over the bar. Bryant has been excellent today for the Pierces from open play and from frees. So it's a point on the board. 112 is 15 points and 6 points the margin. Ball out the far side of the field. Competing there hard for it is Andy McGowan once again. In fact, it's not. It's TJ Byrne. TJ Byrne gives a lovely pass inside to Martin Kerr. Martin Kerr out over the far side of the field. The corner back finds himself in a very advanced position. Gives a high ball across this side to Andy McGowan. McGowan now takes it, faced by Kevin Coakley. Looking for support. Gets it from Dylan Reynolds. Reynolds encouraged to give it across the field over towards Chris Joyce. Chris Joyce gives it back to Martin Kerr once again, to Jarlath Mullen. In fact, beats 2 men and he gets the shoulder, surrounded there by 2 men, 3 men, and eventually it's a free out to the Pierces, and the Pierces bench are out on the field given their support to that play there. The McBride's boys thought it was going to be a foul, but the man was caught in possession and he was surrounded by 3 or 4 Pierces lads, and eventually it's a free out. James McCarthy picks the ball up off the ground, looks around him, looks for someone free. Nothing appearing as yet. He'll decide to go back to Cormac Sutton. Cormac Sutton takes the ball, looks around him, looks up, sees Johnny McCarthy and free over on the 21 in front of him, gives it to him. Pass comes across over this side towards Paddy Hughes. Hughes now gives it over to the centre backs, Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming looks up, sees Petey McDade, decides not to give it to him. Paddy Hughes shows for the ball once again over the far side, the corner back. He's had his hands full today so far in the second half with Harry Ladd. But
there's 16 minutes gone now, Quinn.
16 minutes gone in this second half. And it's the Pierces by 6 points. The McBride, you feel, probably need a goal at this stage, but it's still plenty of time yet to go. No need for panic stations yet. But it's the Pierces that retain possession through Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming gives it off to the sub there. 26 is Luke Mangan. Luke Mangan now out there in the middle of the field. Goes long, low ball, but it's a poor pass and it's cut out there by Martin Kerr. Martin Kerr, he's had a good game at the cornerback for the McBride so far. Tackled hard and it's a free down to the McBrides, and they get on with it very quickly. Andy McGowan to Sean O'Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue now raids up the far side of the field with that long stride of his. Takes the shoulder, gives it back to Andy McGowan. McGowan looks up, looks for support, decides to go it alone. Surrounded by 2 McBride's men, but he doesn't need any help because he's turned back onto his right foot and he kicks it straight over the bar. A beautiful score there by Andy McGowan. Done it all himself. 112, 15 points to 10 points to the McBrides, 5 points the margin. As we enter into the 17th minute of this second half, about 13 minutes plus injury time left. Cormac Sutton once again looks around him, can't see anything short. He'll be forced to go long once again as the McBrides push up on the kick out. The referee having a word in the middle of the field with Luke Mangan there, telling him to calm down, and Martin Delaney telling him in no uncertain terms. So Cormac Sutton then with this kick out goes short out to Paddy Hughes. Paddy Hughes now with the ball. He gives it across to Kevin Coakley. Coakley now with a lovely low pass into the forward line to Kevin Quinn. Kevin Quinn back to Luke Mangan. Mangan with this pass inside. And it's just cut out. Just cut out at the last minute there when Kieran O'Mahony was right through on goal. And it could have been a goal so easily, but in fairness to Conor Swan, he got out and got his fist to it.
Yeah, Bridges is calling for a 45.
And it's a 45. I think it came back off the goalkeeper. It rebounded off.
Yeah, I think it did, yeah.
Off the Pierce's lead, and it hit off the goalkeeper and went out behind, so it's a 45. So it's all these kicks now are turning into really crucial kicks.
These wides are killed in McBride's.
Yeah, the wide count has really got the McBride's, there's no doubt. 8 wides, 9 wides even. It's a lot in a game like this. Johnny McCarthy comes off the field of play after a great effort. Indeed, thank you, Aaron. And gets a big round of applause from his teammates down underneath us. So then, up steps Bill Carroll with the kick. It's gone in, and it's gone high. Is it wide? I think that's
As Bridges
wide.
leans on the post, I would say is probably a point. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's been registered. Yeah, it's gone up on the scoreboard and it was 113 to 10 points. 6 points the margin once again. Free down to the McBrides. Petey McDade adjudged to have fouled at least one, if not two, of the McBride's boys there. So it's going to be a free down for the McBrides. 19 and a half minutes gone in this second half. 10 minutes plus injury time left for the McBrides to find 6 points somewhere out of the fire. Andy McGowan takes it forward, looking for help, looking for support. Has to go backwards though, and he finds Neil Malloy. Malloy gets it. Chris Joyce over in the middle of the field. He's been tackled tigerishly there by Kevin Quinn. McBride's retain possession. Andy McGowan. Nobody really moving. There's a man sitting on his arse inside in the 21 after being felled, but Martin Delaney takes no notice of it. Dylan Reynolds gets it back to Chris Joyce.
They really need someone to make a run here.
Yeah, they need movement in that forward line. Harry Ladd now gets out, but the ball is not the best quality, unfortunately, and James McCarthy cuts it out, and eventually Kevin Coakley comes away with the ball down this side of the field. Gives a long pass, a beautiful pass down to Kevin Quinn. Kevin Quinn, the full forward, cuts inside, looks for a score, and this could be it, and it is. It's gone in and it's gone over the bar, and suddenly it's out to a 7-point game once again, 114 to 10 points, and it's 7 points the margin now as the McBrides look for space, and TJ Byrne offers his services out in the middle of the field, gets possession, gives it off to James Dordan. James Dordan has got away from his man. There's an extra man here and an overlap. James Dordan, can he make this count? He beats another man, gives a low pass in. Oh, that's terrible. Outside of the right foot, and it's gone out to the right, and it's gone wide from about 25 yards out. That should have been a point, but it's a poor wide for the McBrides. Once again, I make it 10 wides at least in this game for the McBrides, and that's really, really the difference. You can't come into a game like this and kick 10 wides like that, especially when your opposition is so efficient. That's a poor kick out though from Cormac Sutton, straight out over the sideline, and it's a line ball, and it's going to be Andy McGowan, the number 15 for the McBrides, that takes it into Tom Keane. Tom Keane back to Andy McGowan. Andy McGowan then looks up, looks and faced by Bill Carroll from Offaly, takes him across the field, gives the pass off to James Dordan. James Dordan gets side lateral movement across the field, I suppose you'd call it, picks out Chris Joyce. Chris Joyce, it's all a bit slow though from the McBrides. There's no movement really inside in the full forward line. The Pierces have funneled everybody back. There's only one man up, Kevin Quinn, in that full forward line for the Pierces. They really have flooded the defence, and it's taken all the options away. Jarlath Mullen now. Jarlath Mullen takes a bit of pace into it, gets across the 45. He's still going. He's looking for support. He finds a man outside him, Harry Ladd. But Harry can't hold on to the ball, and it's gone out over the in-line, and it's gone wide.
Yeah, the Pierces seem to be parking the bus a little bit.
Yeah.
In the backs there. The McBrides don't really have any options. There's really no movement in the full forward line.
Well, I think they're not getting the ball in fast enough either. I think
true,
they're very slow and ponderous in possession, and I think faster ball is what's needed into the likes of Harry Ladd and those lads up front. But out comes the kick out from Cormac Sutton. Petey McDade tries to get it, but it might break for the Pierces. In fact, it does. And away comes Kevin O'Mahony with it. Kevin O'Mahony, Bill Carroll. Bill Carroll now gives it long down into this near-hand corner where Kevin Quinn gets on and takes on his man Martin Kerr and beats him. But Kevin Quinn is adjudged to be fouled, and the referee gives a free in to the Pierces. And surely this is another score surely coming now for the Pierces to put it back out to an 8-point game. 114 to 10 points at the moment, and surely this is a very, very kickable score for Jack Bryant, who's been in wonderful form so far in this game. Bryant now with the kick.
Into the 23rd minute now, Quinn.
Yeah, time running out for the McBrides, no doubt about it. Straight over the bar.
Point for the Pierces.
115 to 10 points. Yeah, I think we're entering into goal territory now for sure for the McBrides.
They have to go for goal now. Like it's only not that much time left at all. Like it's kind of goal or nothing now at this stage for them.
And the problem is for them, of course, anytime the Pierces come down, they tend to get scores.
They get swamped. Their forwards are getting swamped. Like.
Oh, that's another ball that's gone in, and it favours the defence. Just a poor quality ball, really, and didn't really give the attacker much chance. Harry Ladd there, trying to do it all on his own, but the McBrides at this stage they look a beaten team, Annie. I think their heads are down, and
Yeah, I'd say so. Like they kind of put the heads down about 5 minutes ago. Like really, like they didn't get that last goal opportunity. Like they're not winning the balls in the half forward and full forward line.
yeah.
That they should be winning. Like but there's no one making runs. But in their defense, the Pierces are really pulled. They pulled everyone back into their backs. Like so, they kind of parking the bus a little bit, and I'd say there'll be a little bit of time wasting too. Just to, and I wouldn't blame them either for doing it.
Oh no, if you're on the verge of a county final,
exactly.
you're certainly going to employ those tactics, no doubt about it. Anyway, on we go. The McBrides have the ball once again over the far side of the field. It's Chris Joyce with the ball, going all the way up there, far side on his own. Picks out Sean O'Donoghue. Sean O'Donoghue now being faced by Conor Dordan. Sean turns inside, gets away from one of them, two of them, but again the pass goes to TJ Byrne. Oh, it's into the side netting. Oh, it's an awful miss by TJ Byrne when the ball broke really kindly for him there, and it was a great opportunity.
He'll be seeing that in his dreams. I'd
Yeah.
say.
But that was a great opportunity, and the McBrides have created goal chances. There's no doubt.
No, they 100% have. Like it's just they seem to the pass breakdown in the full forward line. It just
Yeah, it just didn't happen for
they're
them.
just getting overwhelmed back there.
Anyway, Tom Keane makes a nice catch out in the middle of the field. Sean O'Donoghue once again up that far side, breaks two challenges, but again that final pass, it just doesn't go to hand, and Conor Dordan comes away with the ball and is fouled by the McBride's lad, and it's going to be a free out to the Pierces, and Conor Dordan is down over there on the far side of the field after a hefty challenge, and 26 minutes, so 4 minutes plus injury time. There'll probably be 3 or 4 minutes, I suppose, but even at this stage I don't know if it's enough for the McBrides.
Can we take a drink break, Quinn?
Take a drink break is right, Annie. Yeah. Absolutely, we deserve it. Keep those vocal cords moist.
Oh, you said moist.
Yeah.
The worst word that God ever created.
I know, the most inappropriate thing I could say, but that's me. They don't call me inappropriate Quinn for nothing. Anyway, down we go. Harry Ladd, in fairness to him, he's fighting till the end really well there to get that possession back for the McBrides and sent them on the attack again. Over it goes, the far side of the field.
Oh, there was a tackle now on
Michael
Harry
Kelly.
Harry Ladd got taken down.
And that looked to be a late tackle is right, but Andy McGowan has it. McGowan now fighting his own, and the referee doesn't give him anything, but the Pierces come away with it. And in fairness, the Pierces have really turned defence into attack very quickly. Jack Bryant from Offaly takes the ball on, goes right across the field and looks, and he sees Petey McDade, the evergreen Petey McDade, with acres of space there as TJ Byrne goes back and tries to tackle him, but Luke Mangan now has it, gives a lovely pass in towards Kevin Quinn. Kevin Quinn turns, Michael Martin Kerr gets his shot away, it'll probably drop short, it will, and the goalkeeper Conor Swan gets it out to Dylan Reynolds. Dylan, lovely pass up there to James Dordan. James, who's had a great game for the McBrides, he's tried his heart out and ran himself into the ground, gives it across to Jason Matthews. Matthews from Mayo, tackled really hard there by James McCarthy, and the free is given. Tom Keane, but once again it's noticeable how slow and ponderous this attack is from the McBrides, and the Pierce's tackling has been crisp and forceful, and they've turned the ball over time and time again, and Kevin Quinn back in his own defence now gets the ball away, and Petey McDade, Bill Carroll I should say, takes the ball on and gives it back to Conor Dordan. Conor Dordan back to Bill Carroll from Offaly takes the play back into their own half-back line. Surely now playing down the clock, taking the sting out of whatever sting is left in the McBrides. Luke Mangan back in his own half-back line, gives the ball over the far side of the field, and the Pierces now with Bill Carroll once again as we entered the 29th minute of this second half, a minute plus injury time left. Kevin Coakley, who's worked like a Trojan all day long for the Pierces, gives it back to his goalkeeper Cormac Sutton out this side of the field, looks up, sees support, sees Kieran O'Mahony in front of him. Kieran O'Mahony takes the ball on, looks up, sees no one in support, has to go back. Petey McDade takes it off him on his own 45, gives it back again to Kieran O'Mahony. Kieran O'Mahony now tackled by two Pierce's men, two McBride's men. Oh Jesus, I'm getting
the Bridges
on
girls out here playing
Bridget's.
this
Oh
match.
Lord save us. Jason Matthews now for the McBrides. Oh, the Bridgets and the I was calling them every sort of names. Andy McGowan off with his right foot. He kicks it in and he kicks it high and kicks it over the bar. That's a good score from Andy McGowan. He's played well in this second half, but
He has
unfortunately
indeed.
just hasn't been enough. Sub on for the Pierces, number 18 and 22. Sean Giles and Orden Winston is on for the Pierces. Bill Carroll has been substituted. He's had a great game for them, being congratulated by his manager there. And out comes Sean O'Donoghue once again. Takes a hefty challenge there, and the ball breaks away, and the Pierces retain possession there over the far side of the field, and Sean Giles with it, and eventually it comes to Shane Fleming. Shane Fleming now with the ball, gives it off there to one of the substitutes, Orden Winston. Orden now back to the other substitute, and the referee says that the ball was overcarried, a free into the McBrides. So then James Dordan with the free, looking for referee in fact is bringing it forward. So bringing it all the way forward to the 21, and Harry Ladd with it.
Oh, Jesus.
And he tries to take it quickly, but the referee said no, we're not ready yet. So it's a free into the McBrides, and surely this will be a 12th point now for them as we enter injury time, the second minute of injury time in fact. So it looks like it's going to be a disappointing day for the McBrides. 115 to 11 points, make that 12 points. 18 points to 12, 6 points the difference.
Looks like a Wolf Tones Pierce's Chicago final this year.
Looks like it indeed. So then it looks like it'll be a north-south. Well, it was going to be a north-south Chicago final either way, but it's going to be a Pierce's Tones final unless there's an absolute miracle. The McBrides win possession and come attacking once again. Sean O'Donoghue now, another McBride's man on the ground, and Jason Matthews beats one man, tries to take on Kevin Quinn, bounces off him, gets it back to TJ Byrne. TJ gets away, gets the pass away, and eventually it comes to the number 3 for the McBrides, and that's
a great
lovely
point.
score there by Michael Mullen for the McBrides. A lovely score there.
They're in
115.
desperate need of a goal, aren't they, Quinn?
Absolutely. Their tongue is out for a goal, the same way as our tongue is
Gasping
out,
for a goal.
gasping for a goal, and it still mightn't be enough.
Yeah. No, I mean, the
Sutton-
Pierces showed up well today. Like,
Yeah, referee said that was accidental, and he's going to haul play there for an injury to a Pierce's fella, and it's going to be an injury break here as the Pierce's lad will get attention. Fuck's sake. Okay. So then it's a throw up ball between Tom Keane and Johnny McCarthy. And James Dordan. James Dordan wins it. Wins the free. In she goes, in around the house. Breaks down towards Dylan Reynolds. And about 6 of them end up on the ground. There's a McBride's man on the ground there. But it's a free eventually to Jack Bryant. And it's going to be a free down to the Pierces. And a bit of attention being called for, or one of the McBride's lads in on the 21-yard line there. James Dordan, I think. And Play will resume with a free down for the Pierces. And we're well into injury time now at this stage, so I'd expect the referee to call a halt at any stage. 34 minutes, over 34 minutes gone in this second half, so Martin Delaney will be at his discretion. And on we go. Orden Winston with the free. Lovely ball, beautiful pass all the way into Kieran O'Mahony. O'Mahony now swings back to Jack Bryant. Bryant looks inside to Kevin Quinn. Kevin Quinn now faced with 2 or 3 defenders, still retains possession, gets a shot away and straight over the bar. Great score from Kevin Quinn. 116 to 13 points, 6 points the difference once again. And I think we can safely say that's game, set and match.
I'd say it's all she wrote, Quinn.
Ball is kicked out. Martin Delaney. Let's play continue. TJ Byrne gets the ball back to Sean O'Donoghue, to Dylan Reynolds. Dylan has tried his heart out all day long, and that's more of a rugby tackle than anything else.
Who would be your man of the match, Quinn?
I would probably say maybe Jack Bryant. He's played really well for the Pierces. I thought he was outstanding all during the game. He showed really well for the ball. And there goes the final whistle, Lenny. Who do you think played well?
Dylan Reynolds played a fantastic game.
He did
I
play
thought
well.
he seemed to be everywhere all over the pitch like today.
Yeah.
Just wasn't McBride's day. The Pierces showed up well. They came out strong, and McBride's kind of had a bit of a slow start. They came out strong in the second half, but started off a bit too slow.
Right.
And then it's hard to win a game when you start off that slow and you go down that many points, and with 10 wides at least, that's the difference in the game.
Right. Yeah, it was a losing battle after half time.
Yeah.
You can't give up a big lead like that and expect to come back. As well as the McBrides tried in the second half, they just couldn't force the openings, and when they did force the openings, they didn't take them. And I mean, that's as simple as that, between wides and goal opportunities.
Absolutely. And the Pierces were smart, and in the way they pulled everybody back. Like, and I think the McBrides came through with the ball. The forwards were swamped.
Yep, they were working the way back. Yeah,
they had no opportunity to get the ball through.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get on top on a when you have a defence like that. And in fairness to the Pierces, they played well, as you said. They hit the ground running early in the game, and they probably put it to bed early. So it's a big win for the Pierces after a slow start this year. They've come back really well, and they're going to be there now next Sunday to defend their Chicago title.
It'll be a very interesting final next Sunday now, Quinn, with the Wolf Tones and the Pádraig Pierces. Both very, very strong teams.
Absolutely.
Probably two of the best teams in the country, really, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But it'll be a very heated and contested final. So it'll be a fun day next Sunday now with the games.
That's for sure. It'll be hotly contested, that's for sure, and looking forward to it already.
And on the screen here we have a fundraiser for a man called James Hastings. Like, he's from Kinvara in Galway. He was diagnosed with a bile duct cancer. That he's doing a fundraiser for. There's a life-saving drug that's only available in the UK and United States. Fortunately, it's not available in Ireland, so he's just trying to raise awareness and just kind of trying to get people to acknowledge that his condition, and hopefully they can get this drug approved so he can get treatment, his life-saving treatment. So if you can go to his website, and there's a bit of a donation as well, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Myself and Mary spoke just before you came, Annie, about it, and it's a very, very worthwhile cause. Obviously, James has a very rare form of this type of cancer, but the good news, I suppose, for him is that he's in a very small niche of people who can actually get this treatment and successfully treat this type of cancer. So hopefully, he's raised, I believe, over 200 grand already, but there's going to be a lot more needed, because this treatment is going to be very, very expensive. So we'll appeal to all of the very generous people out there, and I know that there's everything is going through the roof, and there's always the pause out for something. But I suppose, but we have to sort of prioritise at times and see what's really important. And, this is a very young man with a young family and a young wife, and,
exactly, yeah. It's very heartbreaking, like, that he's going through this. Like, he's only 41 years old. Like, it's not fair that he has to be dealing with this. But so any support you can lend to James and his family and his wife and his children will be very, very greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
And before we go, I would like to give a shout out to my dad, who is watching these games from the hospital. So obviously, Daddy, everybody loves you, and we're wishing you a speedy recovery. Everybody's asking for you, and I know you wish you were here, but you'll be here soon enough. Your other daughter, not your favorite daughter, but your other daughter said you'd be here holding up the fence on the far side.
You sure would. Yeah, absolutely. I just gave a shout out to him earlier, and I absolutely wish him all the very, very best. It's just terribly unfortunate what happened, and but thank God, he broke bones in his leg. It could have been an awful lot worse.
It could have been. Thank God, he'll be okay. He'll be fine. It's just a bit of a nuisance really now at this stage, but he's over the worst of it. Yeah.
So listen, Tom, if you're listening in, we wish you all the very, very best, and listen, get well very, very quickly, and you'll never find it, but we'll be having an old beer in Lanigan's very, very soon once again. And a big shout out to your mom as well, Peggy, if you're listening. Hello to Peggy, and always great to see Peggy. She's a mighty singer, no more than yourself, Fanny and Mary. When you get an old song and get a couple of drinks into you, you start singing an old song. So anyways, Tom and Peggy, we wish you all the very, very best. It's been a great day here in Gaelic Park in Chicago, and it's been a fantastic day, entertainment. And
one more Sunday, Quinn. One
more Sunday. Yeah, we're down to the last one, and I see Val McMahon is after coming in. Val.
His lovely floppy hat.
Lovely floppy hat. You're like a man. You're like a farmer out in the fields that was cocking hay. Val, great day's entertainment today. You were a busy man over on the sideline. Big result for the Pearses in the last game.
Yes, a good result for them. They came out all guns blazing. McBride's didn't show up.
No.
Party.
No. Not at all. Yeah, it was a surprising scoreline after 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But in fairness, you'd have to say the Pearses came out running and hit the ground running, and
that's it.
They meant business, and they certainly were up for it. And it's going to be a cracking final next Sunday.
Please God.
Yeah. We're going to do an up for the final podcast, so hopefully you'll be able to join us next Friday evening.
Yeah.
So all the viewers out there, if you keep tuned into the Chicago website, GA website, you'll get all the details of that for next Friday evening. So looking forward to tuning in. And All Ireland final today, Val. I know the big rivals, the Dubs, the Mead boys. It mightn't be.
They showed up for the plate too, and
they did.
Probably the best footballer Ireland didn't show up. He was unlucky. David
Clifford,
but that's the way it is,
Yeah, you have days like that. You just can't go out and play great every day, Yeah. And there was a lot of pressure on him too, I'm sure, a lot of expectation.
He was the captain this year, and a lot of pressure after his mother passed. And
that's
stuff
right.
Like that,
that's right.
But,
he's had a tough year, and a long year, and he's with the club championship and everything. It's been a tough year on him. But
Davlin's team.
That's right.
So.
But I'm sure Kerry will certainly live to fight another day. They'll be back again next year, and they're young enough.
They never go back.
They'll never go back.
No.
Is right. But it's a great day, and fair play to you.
Back in
Thank you. Great to be back. Great to be back. Great to be back.
You're still alive.
I'm still alive, just about. They nearly got me this time back home. The Lord save us. There was a couple of horrid rips, but no, it was very entertaining. Good old crack at home. Good times.
You brought the rain jacket with you anyway, so that's why.
Oh Jesus! I had to buy a jacket at one stage.
Yeah.
I think one rain jacket couldn't take any more water. The poor old devils. I feel desperate sorry for them. There's nothing but rain and wind back there at the minute, but hopefully the weather might improve. Beautiful day here today, though.
Yes, and we have a few Roscommon men coming out. You missed Junior last week. He was here, Junior McManus.
Yeah, I was sorry to miss Junior. I was in Athlone the first day I arrived in Ireland, I went down, I was in Athlone, and I actually seen Junior driving the car through the town.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get his attention, but I couldn't. But it was great to see him out again. Of course, great servant for the Tones. Great footballer for Roscommon, of course, down through the years.
This week, and we Harney's mother and father. And
great.
I'm Finnegan's mother and father for Mead, so it should be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all them people now.
Great occasion.
Yeah.
Win, lose or draw.
Win, lose or well, by Jesus, hopefully, from a Tones perspective, hopefully it'll be a win, anyways. But it promises to be a great day. There was a great crowd here today again, Val.
It was an unbelievable crowd last week as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And we'll give a shout out to the Ireland Network. I know that they organise buses down. Fair play to Maggie and all involved.
I was talking to Mike from the Kerry man. He said they'll probably be organising a few buses next week as well.
It's great. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, I'd say this place will be absolutely hopping next week. So I'm really looking forward to to the coverage next week and to the crowds and the bit of paraphernalia. And looking forward to a well-earned drink afterwards, myself and yourself.
Well, please God, please God.
Well, anyways, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Val, thanks a million for joining us.
Problem.
And we'll talk to you next week with the help of God. Mary, thank you so much. Annie, thank you so much. How's things?
I'm Kieran Moylan's housemate.
Oh, my nephew's housemate. Come in and say hello to everybody. What's your name?
Niall Kelly.
Niall Kelly. I don't know if Kieran has gone to bed or not, but Niall.
I was ringing him. He's gone to bed.
Oh, stop.
Nice.
Larry
Conlon as well.
Oh, Larry is.
First cousin.
Oh, he is not, is he?
Yeah.
Larry is some outfit. So what is you out here? Are you out for the summer?
I'm out. No, I'm only out on vacation there for 2 weeks.
Very good.
I came out last Sunday. This is my first day here last Sunday, but I was a bit jet lagged, so I didn't get the proper experience. But
you're going to get it tonight.
I'm well fit for it tonight now.
Oh, by Jesus!
Everyone's telling me to extend my flights out because supposedly next Sunday, Monday are huge.
Oh yeah.
So, I rang Moylan there a few minutes ago. He said to go up to the commentary box.
That's right.
But I was ringing him again because I didn't know where the commentary box was. That's probably a bad thing. And he wasn't answering, so considering they're 6 hours ahead, he probably hit the bed.
He probably is in the sack, I'd say.
He was out there. He was out in the beer during the week. So
and he is
a bit. The beer with my cousin, sure. Larry.
Absolutely, Larry. He's some character. Larry showed me around Galway. He showed me all the hot spots. And we ended up in the Keys one night, and we ended up in the Dáil Bear another night, and. I'd say there's a few French fellas that isn't too happy with us now. I think the boys been chatting up their girlfriends. Anyways, I'm sure they'll get over that one. So, what's the highlight of your trip so far?
So far, Jesus, I still think even though I was jet lagged, McBride or Gaelic Park is still the best spot I've been to. In Chicago the last week.
Well,
went playing a bit of golf down to Varsity or something.
Oh yeah,
it was
nice course down there.
Range and pitch and putt. It was great crack, but. We have a few things to do now. We've planned to go to, the common tourist spots, Trump Tower and all that stuff. I want to go. I'd love to go play 9 holes in a golf course, but I don't even know where to go, to be honest.
Oh, Jesus, hang around with me and Nicky. We'll get you to all sorts of golf courses.
Was telling me to go play a bit of golf because I like golf now, but
that's right.
I wouldn't know where to go around here.
Yeah, Nicky redesigns golf courses. Yeah. He goes around. They don't bother getting JCBs in anymore. They just get Nicky, and he'll do plenty. He'll do plenty of digging for them. But hang with us.
They're not getting Moylan Construction to do that. No?
We might get them out yet. You'd never know. A bit outsourcing is right.
I wouldn't trust Kieran now to come in with a JCB or something and do a bit of digging.
Neither would I. Is right.
And have you met Patrick Chambers yet? No?
I have met Patrick, and I seen him playing there today. He's a character. He sure is, no doubt about it.
You did an interview with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did an interview with him, and hopefully we'll have another one now during the week or next weekend.
Sure,
so
they lost today.
They lost today, unfortunately now. But the seniors lost there today. The intermediates are still in it. They beat the Parnells.
Yeah, I heard
so the McBrides are still in with a shot at winning the intermediate title.
And
so
the final you have
we have the Pierces and the Wolf Tones. So it's a north-south rivalry next Sunday, and you'd be well advised to change your flights and stay around.
No, I'm thinking that now.
I just said it to him.
Yeah, you're going to get a good flavour of Gaelic Park tonight. There's a good crowd down there on the patio, and it's going to be fun.
I'm in better form as well. I went for a bottomless brunch there about 5 hours ago, so I'm well set up now.
Well,
I went out for the final there this morning for Kerry and Dublin.
There you go.
Not the result I was looking for, but
sure I know. Yeah, but look at Dublin played well in fairness to them, so the best of luck to them.
I know. Yeah.
Now, folks, we've reached the end of the transmission. I want to say thanks to our two beautiful ladies. And your first name is?
Niall.
Niall, thank you for coming on and saying the few words. And we hope you change your flights.
We will.
And we hope to have a word with you next Sunday. You come up in the commentary box. You're more than welcome.
Yeah.
We'll be here for about 7 hours next week. And we'll work up a thirst. And hopefully we'll give you a good bit of entertainment. So Niall, pleasure having you. Thanks for coming on. Annie, thank you. Mary, thank you as always. And thank you folks for listening in and watching in. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to seeing you next week, next Sunday. We'll be on air early, and look forward to Up for the Match on Friday evening. Look out for updates on the Chicago website, Chicago GA website. Once again, thanks for tuning in folks, and we'll talk to you soon. God bless.